Hey everybody, this is a video for the violins out there. And the goal of this video is simply to get you to have your instruments in tune while you are at home and I'm not there to help you. So, couple of things first. You need something to check what the note is. I use a tuning app on my phone that you see all the time in class, but there are actually two that are completely free in the App Store. I can personally vouch for them in the Apple Store, but honestly, I don't ever use anything that's an Android phone or tablet, so I assume they're on there, but I don't actually know. My personal favorite is called Tuner Lite by Score. That's the full title. That's what you'll see in the App Store. If you go into the App Store, at least for Apple, and just type in Tuner, these will be the third and fourth options that come down in the list. So let's just take a quick look, because this one will show up real well. This is what the Tuner Lite by Score looks like. Is my personal favorite because it is significantly more exact in its pitch than the others. That being said, especially the sixth graders know that sometimes this app, being free, likes to glitch. And all you ever have to do to fix that, if it does, is you just gotta tell it to stop and then restart again. And on this one, you do have to push the button that has a picture of a tuning fork on it for it to be listening for your pitch. If you hit the one that has a speaker, it'll start playing the pitches for you, which is a good way to learn how to tune, but you don't know how to do that yet, so I don't want you to try. All right, so the other one is called Ins Tuner Free. Ins Tuner, it's like the word instrument, then they chopped off the end and put in the word tuner. This app, it's super user-friendly, so especially the younger you are, I suggest you use it, so like especially in the elementary school, 4th and 5th graders. Ins Tuner might be the app for you. It's super easy. It has a little wheel that spins around. Now, and it tells you what pitch you're playing. Now, on both of these, when you're in tune, and this is on both of these apps and on most tuners anywhere, they change colors based on what pitch you're playing. If you are in tune, you get a green light. Green means go. You're good to play. If you get a red light, it means you're going to be wrong in some direction. You could be too high. You could be too low. So some things before you start tuning. Make sure you use your bow. If you pluck while you tune, as you see me do when I'm in a hurry, then it'll get you close, but it won't be the exact pitch. That's why almost every single class you see me tuning you or having you tune yourselves using your bow, because it will give you the truest pitch for each string. Obviously, before you start, you want to make sure you know what strings you're trying to tune. So on the violin, I am sorry violins, I'm using my 5-string viola here. That's why you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pegs. This is the one you normally see me have in class. I was going through all my instruments today. There was a lot. And I realized I don't own a single violin that has fine tuners on all 4 strings. Apparently I sold them all. Which, you know, kind of a surprise to me that I got rid of all those, but I mean, I never use them anyway, so I guess that's why I sold them. My wife doesn't have any either. She has less violins than me now because she sold more of hers. But we only have fine tuners on our E strings for those. So that's why I'm using the 5-string viola. We'll pretend the C string doesn't exist, all right? Don't tell the violas. Don't let them get that excitement in their lives that the violins had to learn how to tune by watching a viola. Just, this will stay between you and us. All right, so for the violin, we know our highest string is going to be E. Second highest string is going to be A. The second lowest string is going to be D. And the lowest string is going to be G. That matters because when you play on the tuner, play your instrument for the tuner, it will go ahead and tell you what note it hears. Now, if it says the right note and you just have a bad color, then you just got to turn the fine tuner. Usually the needle will point out to the left of the instrument or of the letter or to the right. And if it's to the right, you're too high and you want to make the note lower. If it goes to the left, then you want to raise it up by making the pitch higher, and that'll get you up to the green light. With your fine tuners, you want to make sure that righty-tighty will make it higher. Lefty-loosey will make it lower. If you play and it says the wrong letter name on the tuner, like say you're playing your A string and you know you're playing your A string, you're doing an awesome job of it, and it's saying you're playing an E, something bad has happened. And it means you need to use your pegs to tune. I will show you that after I show you how to use your fine tuners. I'll demonstrate it. I tuned this instrument, and then I purposely took the A string and the D string, made one of them too high. Pretty sure it's the A string. We'll find out together. And then I made the D string too low, so that way you can see me do each. All right, then after that, I will show peg tuning. Peg tuning is a scary thing. That's how strings break. But sometimes we all just have to do it. Normally, if that happens in your instrument, I turn it for you. But unfortunately, I got to stay at least 6 feet away from you guys right now, so I can't tune your instrument. All right, so we always start with our A string when we tune string instruments. Doesn't matter what instrument, doesn't matter what country, what year it is. If this was back in the 1400s, they still tuned their A strings first. So I'm going to play my A string. And I'm going to look at my tuner, which is right over here off camera. That is way too high. I've got a red light off to the right, and the needle's about halfway between the middle of the screen, where it'd be pointing right at the A, and off the screen. So since it's too high, I need to lower the pitch. So I'm going to take that fine tuner, I'm going to turn it lefty-loosey. You might have to play and then turn with your bow hand. What I want you to eventually learn how to do is take your left hand, curl it up and under, and then bow on the other side of it. So that way you can bow, turn, and look at your tuner at the same time. I'm just going to keep going lower until I get my green light. Green means go. My A is now in tune. That's 25% of the job. We got to do the rest. All right, so let's go to the D string. And if you notice, I'm not doing this with my bow. That won't give you the true pitch. You got to use long bows. All right? So it's going to look and sound like this. Then it goes off to the left. I've got a red light. I got to raise it up higher. And it's good. Now, if you can't figure out what fine tuner to look at and to turn, you just want to look at your instrument. You can put your finger on the string and trace it all the way down. They actually physically connect to the fine tuner. That way you know which one you're turning. All right. That should get you all going pretty well. So that way, in future videos, when I'm asking you to play things, you can do it and it sounds good. All right, now, peg tuning. I'm going to make my G string really, really out of tune. All right, let's see. I'm going to make sure I turn the right one. And now, if you look, I'm going to plug it. Not a single thing is happening. You may have heard me call this a spaghetti string. All right, when this happens, your only choice is to turn the peg. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set my bow down, set it on my music stand. Then you want to turn your instrument so that it is facing you and you are facing it. Lots of eye contact with your instrument. Then you want to make sure you pluck with one hand while turning with the other. Now, just like you can trace the string to the fine tuner it's attached to, you can trace it to the peg that it's wound on. Now, if we got to go higher, you're going to turn it away from you, which will just coil more string around it, make it tighter. And if you want to make it lower, if your note is like way too high, that's probably not going to happen to any of you, but it does happen. You're going to turn it towards your face. All right. Now, number one rule, no matter which way you think you need to go, always turn it lower first, because that releases the tension on the string and it really lowers the chance of the string breaking in half. So we're going to slowly turn while plucking at the same time. You'll hear it start to come up. It goes a lot, just with a little. Then you want to be looking at your tuner. I'm up to an F, and I'm up to a G, so I'm going to stop. Now, something I forgot to tell you about the pegs. While you're turning, you also want to push in towards the scroll just a little bit, because that's how they stick. All right, the farther out you go on the peg, the thicker it gets. So the farther in you push it, the tighter it gets, less likely it is to slip. I do that to your instruments every time I turn the peg, just because it keeps them from sliding out. Because otherwise, you'll let go of it, and it'll just turn right back down. All right, so now that I've turned the peg, because like I said, plucking's not perfect. We want to get our bows, and that was my G string, so I'm going to play my G. It's a little too low, so that means I need to turn it righty-tighty to raise the pitch until I get the green light. that should get you everything you need to know about tuning your instruments. Now, quick reminder, if you are renting your instrument from the Loft Violin shop and one of your strings breaks, normally they would send you a new one for free. Unfortunately, they are closed right now because the governor told them to, and they can't send you another one. That might mean you have to wait a couple weeks to get a new string. But if businesses start to open again, and even if we're not quite back in school yet, you or your parents could call them, give them your name, they already have your address if you're renting from them, and they can mail you a string. All right, they should do that. Honestly, I don't know if they do, but I used to work there, and I'm pretty sure we did that. So that's everything you need to know about tuning your instrument. Watch out for more videos in the future where we actually start playing music again. I really much want to get you guys playing all your songs. We'll keep playing all the songs you've been playing in class, and maybe we'll add some new ones. Nothing too hard, but something more interesting for you to practice. All right, see you next time.